My first encounter that really stuck with me was a great white snorkeling with my brother off our local waters here in Catalina Island. Just snorkeling, young, dumb, and saw big, huge great white, and it scared us. Thought cliche Jaws, like this is it, life is over. But obviously it didn't. It moved on, and ended up being an amazing experience that set me on a path of loving sharks the rest of my life.
Sharks are comprised of a diverse group of organisms that include top predators like white sharks that are important for controlling populations of other organisms, to mesopredators like horn sharks and leopard sharks that feed on smaller prey but also are prey to larger organisms. So they have a really important ecological role. Each species has that particular role, and it depends on their ecology and what they eat and what eats them. So globally, the largest impact on shark populations is overfishing. They're fished both for food and for sport, but they're also impacted by things like habitat change, so development of important places that they use for things like nurseries, as well as bigger things like pollution and climate change. A lot of us are impacted by movies like Jaws and other TV shows where they kind of show sharks as being these indiscriminate eating machines. But in reality, we have very little to fear from them.
I know now Steven Spielberg regrets making Jaws, and for the reason that people are just now terrified of sharks.
The movie Jaws in the 1970s, I mean, that changed the whole culture of sharks. Even till this day, everybody's scared of sharks because of that movie.
If you've ever been swimming in the ocean or surfing, chances are there's probably, a shark around you. In Southern California, we have juvenile great whites that are close to shore, but simply because they are targeting stingrays to find and eat. So we definitely are not on their menu.
I get messages daily of the non-demonization of sharks because the media and Hollywood keeps doing it, and I get it, blood cells, and that's the way the news works. I get messages from surfers quite a bit, in particular, a lot of stand-up paddlers, even lifeguards, marine biologists, like, oh, it calms me, and now when I do feel a shark or see a shark, I even think of your videos and realize, okay, they're not out to get us. We're sharing, we can coexist. So the vast majority of messages I get are positive messages that it's changed my mindset about sharks and that they're not out to get us. People realize that they're important, and that just like we want to rescue elephants and turtles and all these other animals, dolphins that we love so much, I would even argue sharks are more important. I know they got the big teeth and can be scary, but they're a keystone species and invaluable to the health of the ocean, which is the health of the planet.
So we as people will only conserve things that we love and things that we understand. So outreach and education is really important to get people to realize that sharks are actually important for the environment, they're important for the economy, and if people can understand that and they can learn to love these organisms, then they'll be more ready to work to try conserve them and really be stewards for sharks and their environments. So I think it's important for all of us to remember that shark conservation is really a multidisciplinary thing. We need people that are scientists, biologists, ecologists, economists, people that work in policy, people that work in marketing, people that work in journalism. It's really important that we have all these different components. So if people are interested in shark conservation, there's ways to leverage the skills that they already have and the passions they have and find ways to make those work for the benefits of sharks and their ecosystems.
Every year in the summertime, usually around July, we try to base our event around the Shark Week program on Discovery Channel. And so basically what we do is we just tattoo sharks for 2 days in a row, and we have hundreds of different designs to choose from, and people just come by, they either get tattooed. If they don't want to get tattooed, they can join a raffle, which actually raises a lot of money as well. And what we do is we put the money towards shark conservation.
So I wanted to bring ecotourism to people to get in the water with sharks and get them to change their misconceptions and perceptions on sharks, and to introduce a whole different world to people compared to what the media portrays of, demonizing these animals.
I think people can get involved in shark conservation. You can donate, but you can also, like, if you're a scuba diver, if you're in the water, if you surf, if you like snorkeling or free diving or spearfishing. I mean, that to me, when people are in that world, just by them posting what they're doing and being in the water and having the GoPro is the best for me as far as like showing like that these animals aren't out to kill you.
I guess the best advice I could give someone who's interested in sharks would just be to study, read up on them, whether it's watching videos like the ones I post, or more importantly, probably marine biologists who have more informed information on them, is just to learn how important they are, that they're not just a cool animal or a pretty animal or an exciting animal. They're genuinely important to the life and health of the ocean. They're the most important thing in the water.
The number of shark attacks globally is very small. People don't really have a lot to fear. However, they have a lot to fear from us.
What we should be afraid of is an ocean without sharks.